Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Bob here. Thanks so much for stopping by. So Timex has been gaining some momentum over the last couple of years. They've been getting extra attention from reissues such as the Marlin, more recently the Q Timex 1979. They've also done some really cool collaborations with different companies and even offering a few new unique pieces. So it's nice to have them back in the conversation within the watch community. Today, though, is all about their newest reissue, the Q Timex 1978 Falcon Eye, and maybe not the hype of the 79, but still a really cool watch. So let's get into the Timex. Alright, so I've had the watch for about 3 weeks now. It was actually my go-to evening watch on a recent vacation, and I gotta say it's been a fun one to wear. I'm not usually into the two-tone thing, but between that and the blue dial, it works really good. The watch definitely isn't perfect, and there's one flaw I've seen mentioned that isn't an issue for me, but might be a complete deal breaker for some, and that's to do with the bracelet. The bracelet plays a really big part in the overall look of this watch. It's definitely not the most substantial bracelet out there. It might even be a little bit flimsier than the 1979 reissue, with it being kind of a tighter weave pattern, so there's smaller components to the bracelet. One problem I've seen people have is the way that the bracelet tapers. If you have smaller wrists, this little sliding adjustment here can only slide so far, so you might have an issue getting it adjusted to fit. Otherwise, it's comfortable and not as much of a hair puller as I was expecting. I think if you wore it loose so it was moving around on your wrist more, it might tug on the hair a little bit, but the way I've been wearing it, I've only noticed it a couple of times. The dial is where it's at with this one. It's a vibrant blue. Pretty cool how the wave pattern has that motion as you move it. Matching up with the gold bezel and crown, we have applied gold hour markers. Q Timex and quartz down by the 6. The day date is framed in gold. It's a quick set date, but the day needs to be adjusted by advancing the hands. Bit of a pain, but you'll only really need to do it once to set the day and then you're good to go. The loom is kind of what I expected. Not very good, but really not a big deal with this style of watch. Even hitting it with a UV light, it fades pretty well straight away. The case has an interesting design, and it's a dead giveaway that this is a reissue of a 70s watch. Seiko also used similar cases on some of their watches. If you guys remember a while back, I featured York and Front watches on the channel, and one of the owners is into vintage Seiko. He has a Seiko from right around the same time period that's almost identical. Even the bracelet's very close. If you happen to be on Instagram, give him a follow at Jubhat for a look at some really cool watches in his collection. Definitely a neat design though. They've done a pretty nice job on the brushwork on the hooded lugs. The rest, other than the case back, is polished, and I still get a kick out of the portal battery access. It's kind of the cherry on top to keep with the vintage styling. So I'll hit you with the numbers here quickly, and we'll start with the case size, which comes in at a width of 38 millimeters. It's a lugless design, but from tip to tip, it's 44 millimeters. The lug opening is 18 millimeters, and the thickness is a little over 12.5 millimeters. It does wear a little thinner, I find, with quite a bit of that measurement being the domed acrylic crystal. I'm not sure the exact movement, but it's a Japanese quartz movement, and the water resist is 50 meters. And here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist, and I'm really liking looking down and seeing this one. It's a little hard to capture on camera, but the dial is really nice. It's a beautiful blue. With the bracelet being so thin, it's quite lightweight too. The other thing that's nice about these versus the 1979 is they're available to buy, but not sure if it's due to less hype or maybe they've produced more, but as of today, they're available on the Timex site for $180. I know I'm definitely looking forward to see what Timex has coming next. So that's it, guys. Just a quick one. Appreciate you stopping by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.